Your soulmate's friend knows everything, and they are planning to help my beloved child. Breathe and listen, because this moment changes the map of your life. A thread you could not see has been pulling quietly toward you. Tonight that thread tightens and carries a name, a promise, and a plan. The lights around you feel normal, yet a signal is already in motion. Your soulmate's friend watched the storm and marked every bolt of lightning. That friend chose courage over comfort and now chooses you over silence. A confession sits in their drafts like a bird ready to lift. Screenshots are gathered, dates are aligned, and voices are sorted from noise. The truth has a weight that cannot stay hidden any longer. They know the message he never sent and the apology he never formed. They know the night he stared at your photo and pressed save instead of delete. They know the fear he carried like a stone in his pocket while pretending it was nothing. You felt alone in a maze that kept redrawing its walls. The friend held the blueprint and waited for the right hour. That hour clicks open like a vault that recognizes your heartbeat. There is a list with your name at the top and the word restore written beside it. Your patience is recorded beside moments of private tears. Your strength is circled like a lighthouse on a storm chart. Your soulmate's friend carries more than gossip and more than pity. They carry the missing hinge that swings the right door. They carry the map key that translates every symbol you could not decipher. The silence you survived is about to speak. The distance you accepted is about to shorten. The promise you wanted is about to enter the room and place its hand on your shoulder. Your soulmate asked for guidance and received a mirror. The mirror reflected your grace under fire and your refusal to fracture. The friend looked into that same mirror and decided to act. A route has been drawn across the city like a pulse line. A safe place has been chosen where secrets do not echo. A time has been set when the sky will hold steady and the ground will listen. Your name reaches a phone that has waited for permission. The friend types with care so that every word lands without shattering. They breathe out and press send, and the air feels suddenly lighter. Days of confusion begin to pack their bags. Nights of replay and rewind walk toward the exit. The ache that nested behind your ribs loosens its claws and prepares to fly away. He told the friend he never meant to vanish. He told the friend his pride became a locked gate. He told the friend the gate is rusted now and ready to fall. People built rumors around you like scaffolding with rotten wood. The friend tested each plank and found the lies by tapping for hollowness. Those hollow beams are coming down under the weight of truth. You kept moving while others counted your stumbles. You kept your heart soft without letting it be crushed. You kept your faith in timing even when the clock went dark. A cafe window will hold your reflection beside his. A streetlight will circle the moment like a halo drawn by night. The friend will sit nearby and guard the perimeter of peace. He will speak and his voice will sound like a door opening. He will place honesty on the table like warm bread. He will say what he never said in daylight, and the friend will nod like a witness. The apologies will land without grand theater. The explanations will be clear without excuses. The new plan will be simple and strong like a bridge built low over quiet water. You will feel the past tug, then release like a knot undone. You will feel your chest learn a new rhythm. You will feel the room stop spinning and choose a soft orbit. The friend carries a small envelope with a folded page. The page lists the things that change starting now. The first line reads respect and the ink does not smear. No more messages delivered to you by shadows. No more stories told about you without you. No more doors shut while the truth stands outside in the rain. He kept souvenirs of your kindness in the pockets of his days. He kept your laugh like a compass that still points home. He kept the lesson you gave when you chose dignity over drama. The friend saw the way you walked away without fireworks. The friend saw you protect your peace like a sacred fire. The friend saw heaven respond by opening a cleaner path. A plan needs steps and the steps are ready. Step 1 is truth without tremble. Step 2 is action without delay. There is movement in the hours ahead that will feel like music. There is order returning to pieces that refuse to fit. There is sunlight under the door before the handle even turns. Your soulmate wrote a message he could not send last winter. The friend saved that message because it carried your name like a prayer. The words on that draft taught him how to speak again. Every lie that bent your back is losing its posture. Every skeptic who fed on your hope is losing their appetite. Every rival who hid behind kindness is losing their mask. The friend will hand you a small device and show you clarity. Call logs will match the nights you felt watched over. Notes will match the days your heart felt quietly warmed. You will not be asked to shrink to be loved. You will not be asked to beg to be chosen. You will not be asked to forget your worth to hold someone's hand. The friend draws a circle on the table with a fingertip. The circle means partnership instead of push and pull. The circle means both voices at equal volume. Your soulmate will keep his word like a lamp that does not flicker. He will choose transparency over the old habits that bruised you. He will turn toward you, not just show up near you. There is a number he feared dialing that becomes easy. There is a conversation he postponed that becomes necessary. There is a door he pretended was jammed that opens with a gentle push. You once felt like a passenger in a story that forgot your name. You now take the driver's seat with grace in your hands. The road ahead straightens as if it always wanted to be simple. The friend gathers the last loose ends and ties them neatly. The friend blesses this reunion with watchful joy. The friend steps back because victory needs space to breathe. Your house of peace is being built with patient timber. Your rooms of trust are being painted in steady color. Your windows of hope are being cleaned from the inside out. He will admit the moment he broke and how he learned to heal. He will admit the fear that kept him running in circles. He will admit the love that never left even when he did. The friend stands by in case words wobble. The friend holds a spare key in case fear tries to lock the door. The friend keeps the receipts of truth in case doubt returns. You do not need to rehearse forgiveness like a performance. You can let forgiveness arrive like rain that understands the soil. You can plant new habits and watch them sprout into calm. Phones will go silent around those who profited from your pain. Rooms will feel colder for those who traded in half-truths. Paths will separate cleanly from people who refuse to grow. Your soulmate will choose consistency that feels like fresh water. He will make time a river that runs both ways toward you. He will make presence a daily choice and not a seasonal rumor. The friend will check in without hovering. The friend will protect without controlling. The friend will smile because love finally looks like itself. You will sleep without the soundtrack of worry. You will wake without the fog of doubt. You will move through your day with the quiet confidence of alignment. The city around you will seem to cooperate with your steps. Signals will turn green where they used to blink red. Doors will hold open that used to shut with a thud. He will remember details that honor your story. He will build rituals that keep the roots watered. He will bring patience to every room where fear once spoke first. The friend will throw away the scripts that hurt you. The friend will delete the numbers that drained you. The friend will guard the boundary line like a calm sentinel. Your name will be spoken with care and not as a rumor. Your heart will be met with reverence and not as a convenience. Your future will be planned with you and not around you. This plan does not rely on fragile luck. This plan relies on steady choices that stack into a life. This plan belongs to two souls who finally walk in the same direction. You survived the corridor and now you reach the garden. You survived the winter and now you stand in a gentle spring. You survived the noise and now you hear the clean note of truth. The friend places the final assurance on the table like a seal. The friend nods once and the room feels settled. The friend leaves you both to speak the language you never forgot. He reaches for your hands with a softness that promises safety. He keeps his eyes steady so truth remains warm. He stays present so your heart never feels alone in a crowded room. The old maze fades like chalk after rain. The new path brightens like morning pulled across a lake. The day agrees to be kind because you agreed to be brave. Your breath becomes deep and easy. Your shoulders lower because the armor can finally rest. Your spirit steps forward because love finally kept its appointment. This chapter begins without fireworks and without fear. This chapter begins with clear calendars and honest clocks. This chapter begins with a door that locks from the inside against chaos. The friend smiles from a distance and sends a last message of blessing. Your soulmate answers it with gratitude and renewed courage. You hold the moment and let it anchor your next 1,000 mornings. The plan becomes practice and the practice becomes home. The love becomes quiet strength and not a noisy chase. The future becomes close enough to touch and kind enough to trust. Your heart writes a simple promise on today's page. Your life answers with a steady yes. Your story settles into the warmth it deserved from the beginning. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Your soulmate's friend knows everything, and they are planning to help. Continuation, my beloved child, the night leans closer because your courage called it by name. The air carries a quiet electricity as plans align without noise. What felt distant begins to take your hand like a promise finding its owner. The friend reviews every detail with a patient mind and a brave heart. Dates are threaded, meanings are untangled, and motives are weighed with care. Nothing rushed, nothing ignored, everything prepared to protect your peace. A message leaves their phone and travels like a guided star. It moves past the old interference that used to scramble your signals. It reaches you with the softness of certainty and the strength of truth. Your soulmate listens as the friend speaks plainly about loyalty. The past is placed on the table like pieces of glass sorted by size. Sharp edges lose their power when named and held with honesty. There is a timeline mapped across the page in calm ink. It shows where fear entered and where it will now leave. It shows the turn that leads both of you toward clarity. The friend chooses a meeting place where the walls do not repeat secrets. They choose a time when the city's pulse is steady and kind. They choose a corner where your voice sits in the center without interruption. He arrives early because he understands the cost of delay. He carries sincerity like a lantern that does not flicker. He wears humility like a language finally learned. The friend greets you with warmth that expects nothing in return. They speak your name like a blessing that has waited patiently. They signal the start of a new chapter with a quiet nod. He looks at you as if the world just remembered its own rhythm. He lays down words that do not slide away under pressure. He admits the detours and claims the responsibility to walk straight. No theatrics play in the background to distract the moment. Only steady breath, clear intent, and a table that holds truth without shaking. Only the friend nearby, keeping watch with gentle eyes. A small notebook appears with bullet points that matter. Boundaries are written like sturdy beams in a safe house. Daily habits are shaped like bricks that build trust without gaps. He promises presence that does not vanish at the first shadow. He promises honesty that speaks before rumor learns to crawl. He promises respect that shows up in actions long after the words. The friend marks the pledges with dates so they turn into reality. They craft reminders that ring softly instead of shouting. They place accountability where it belongs and remove the weight from your chest. You inhale and the room inhales with you. You exhale and the tired ache leaves like smoke through an open window. Your heart recognizes its own homecoming and settles into warmth. Old messages are archived with gratitude for their lessons. New messages begin without the tension of hidden meanings. Clarity starts to feel like the default setting rather than a rare event. He shares the story he once hid behind pride. He tells it plainly so it cannot twist around later. The friend confirms details so your mind does not need to carry doubt. A path is drawn that belongs to both of you. It curves around past hurt without pretending it never happened. It passes through honest days that feel good to wake inside. Together you choose small rituals that keep the light steady. Morning check-ins that feel like warm tea for the spirit. Evening reflections that lay the day down without leftover noise. The friend suggests safe boundaries that invite growth. Space for individual dreams and space for shared roots. Time that feeds connection instead of starving it. Your name becomes a password to rooms that welcome tenderness. Your presence becomes a calm tide that steadies his steps. Your voice becomes the compass when old habits try to call. He rewrites his patterns with patience that looks like devotion. He keeps promises visible where they cannot be misplaced. He moves through the day aligned with what he declared here. The friend quietly removes the broken channels that once confused you. Old numbers are blocked and old doors are sealed. The path forward is cleared like a bright corridor. Your soul stretches, remembering that it loves the horizon. Your body softens, remembering that safety feels like peace in the bones. Your mind quiets, remembering that calm is its birthright. He brings a small box with letters he never sent. You read them and feel the shape of his growth. The friend smiles because effort has finally learned consistency. A shared journal begins with 2 pens and 1 promise. Each entry holds gratitude, progress, and truth. Each month carries a summary that honors reality instead of fantasy. You decide to celebrate milestones that used to pass unnoticed. The first month of clarity receives flowers and simple joy. The third month of kindness receives a walk by the river and a slow sunset. Practical plans anchor the tenderness to the ground. Schedules sync without stealing independence. Finances are discussed without the storm of hidden feelings. The friend teaches both of you a phrase that ends confusion. Say it simply and say it early becomes a guardrail. Misunderstandings shrink because they are not allowed to grow wild. He introduces you to the daily rhythm that replaced avoidance. Short calls that lift, not drain. Transparent updates that leave no room for fear to invent stories. You feel brave again in your own reflection. You feel seen again without having to perform. You feel chosen again without any crowd to impress. The friend steps back slowly, not out of neglect but respect. They trust your joined hands to be steady. They remain available like a lighthouse that never brags. Together you visit the places that used to hold ghosts. Each room learns a new memory that speaks gently. Each corner releases the echo of hurt and makes space for new music. He apologizes to the person inside you who waited too long. He honors the version of you that kept faith under pressure. He thanks the days that protected you until truth arrived. A shared playlist replaces the soundtrack of worry. A shared meal replaces the hunger for reassurance. A shared plan replaces the panic of uncertainty. Your phone lights up with messages that feel like clarity in words. Time stamps align with promises kept. Calendar entries align with the life you both claimed. The friend sends one last update with a satisfied heart. They close the file because the story now belongs to you. They pray in their own way for calm winds and steady seasons. He asks for nothing that costs your self-respect. He offers everything that builds your peace. He chooses love as a daily task and not a dramatic event. You plant a tree for the future and water it with attention. You plant calm in the center of your home and protect it with routine. You plant laughter in the evenings and let it climb the walls. The past tries one final time to pull you aside with old whispers. You nod to it, then face forward with a clear gaze. You leave it behind without bitterness or noise. He learns your love language with patient ears and generous hands. He speaks it fluently without translation delays. He lives it consistently without needing a stage. The friend becomes a quiet witness to a promise kept. They celebrate silently each time kindness replaces panic. They rest easier knowing their courage mattered. The season turns and your mornings turn with it. Light comes earlier and stays longer. Peace arrives sooner and lasts deeper. You now hold your narrative with steady fingers. You steer your days with intentions that match your worth. You keep your heart open and your boundaries strong. He meets you wherever you are and arrives on time. He builds trust like a craftsman who respects his tools. He wraps each day with gratitude that reaches both of you. Together you outline goals that carry your names equally. Home that feels like sanctuary. Work that respects your energy. Love that chooses truth even when silence would be easier. The friend checks in one afternoon with a simple line. They say the storm has finally learned your address is closed to chaos. They say the sunlight looks good on your story. You breathe, you smile, you let softness win. You protect the peace you built like a gentle warrior. You honor the future by caring for the present. The door you once feared now opens to a generous room. The calendar you once dreaded now invites steady joy. The mirror you once avoided now reflects a brave survivor. He holds your hand as if it belongs there without contest. He keeps his promises visible where time can see them. He chooses you again each morning before the day begins. Your spirit writes a new page without trembling. Your steps match the music of alignment. Your life accepts the love that finally behaves like love. The friend stands at the edge of this chapter and smiles. Their mission is complete, but their blessing remains. They walk away softly while your future walks toward you. Silence becomes a sanctuary instead of a punishment. Honesty becomes the language you both prefer. Commitment becomes the rhythm that keeps every room warm. You deserve this calm and you keep it with grace. You deserve this clarity and you guard it with wisdom. You deserve this love and you live it without apology. The story continues, not with thunder, but with faithful light. The path holds, not with force, but with chosen steps. The home grows, not with noise, but with daily care. Your soulmate thanks the friend in a message that glows with sincerity. Gratitude circles back to where the courage began. Peace gathers around all three hearts and settles like linen on a sunlit bed. You close your eyes and feel the soft gravity of belonging. You open them and meet a day practicing kindness on purpose. You walk forward and the world walks kindly back. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. My beloved child, the horizon widens because your courage keeps walking. The city hum shifts into a kinder key as your steps align with truth. This chapter breathes like a window finally opened after a long season. The friend reviews the plan again with a calm precision. Every promise is paired with a practice that keeps it alive. Every boundary is paired with a ritual that keeps it respected. He chooses steadiness over spectacle and lets time become proof. Calls arrive when they should and linger with intention. Messages speak plainly and leave no shadows behind them. The friend acts like a quiet engineer of peace. They check the bolts that hold your trust in place. They oil the hinges where old fear used to squeal. You and your soulmate create a weekly sanctuary hour. Phones stay at the edge while voices meet in the middle. Life slows long enough for hearts to be heard without rushing. Old patterns try to visit but find no spare bed. They knock with familiar rhythm and receive only silence. You protect the home inside you with a firm gentleness. He begins to notice the small signals that keep harmony. He answers the soft requests before they turn loud. He treats your calm like a garden he refuses to neglect. The friend trains the circle around you to honor privacy. Loose mouths find themselves without an audience. Loose boundaries find themselves redrawn with clarity. Your mornings stop bracing for impact. Your afternoons stop rehearsing the worst scene. Your evenings learn how to rest without alarms. You both write 3 lines of gratitude at night. The page holds the proof of small miracles that add up. The habit teaches the mind to see what the heart already knows. He faces the conversations he once avoided. He carries truth across them like a bridge built low and safe. He leaves every room with transparency still shining. The friend checks for lingering threads and clips them cleanly. No more half-doors left open to draft cold air. No more half-truths left loose to tangle the feet. Your laughter returns with its full color. Your posture loosens because the armor is retired. Your dreams expand because the ceiling has finally lifted. He welcomes your ambitions as part of the shared blueprint. He makes room for your pace without calling it an inconvenience. He celebrates your wins like a teammate who loves the game. The friend nudges both of you toward healthy rituals. Shared walks that rinse the day from your shoulders. Shared meals that remind the body it belongs to a safe present. A challenge arrives one afternoon to test the new beams. A rumor tries to enter with a borrowed key. The lock refuses and the truth answers first. He brings the issue into daylight without delay. He sets every detail on the table without blur or spin. He proves again that honesty is faster than fear. The friend witnesses the moment and smiles quietly. This is how strong houses handle weather. This is how new habits become architecture. You take a short trip together to refresh the pages. Roads pass like proof that the future has many doors. Sunsets stack like postcards addressed to peace. He learns the tenderness of your boundaries and treats them as law. He learns the language of your silence and treats it as gold. He learns the rhythm of your needs and treats them as music. The friend fades into the background by design. Good guidance knows when to become scenery. True support knows when to become space. You honor the earlier version of yourself who carried the weight. You bless the lessons without inviting the pain back in. You keep the wisdom and release the ache. He chooses gentle structure over loud apologies. Calendars reflect the consistency your heart can trust. Plans come with cushions that protect your energy. The friend sends a final checklist as a keepsake. It lists the signals of safety you both agreed to notice. It lists the actions that restore balance when life tilts. Your circle grows carefully and not by accident. People who love truth stay and bring warmth. People who love fog leave and take their weather with them. You and your soulmate set a shared intention for each month. Clarity in January becomes kindness in February. Patience in March becomes celebration in April. The friend stops by once for tea and an easy talk. They find peace living comfortably in the room. They leave with a light heart because the roof holds. You store the old screenshots in a quiet file marked learned. You store the promises in a bright frame marked lived. You store your hope in a place where it can see the sky. He learns to anchor the day with small acts that matter. A kind note in the morning steadies the ground. A soft check-in at noon keeps the compass aligned. The friend gently reminds you that peace loves maintenance. You nod and water the rituals that keep it green. You sweep out the clutter that invites old storms. Together you build a holiday that belongs to your story. No borrowed scripts and no borrowed pressure. Only the rhythm you both choose to call home. He thanks the past for getting you both to the doorway. He closes it kindly and walks forward without glancing back. He keeps the key to the present in a pocket he will not misplace. The friend writes one final line on the margin of your journey. Let simple be sacred and let steady be enough. The words land as a blessing and stay as instruction. Your days find a kinder gravity. Your nights learn a softer quiet. Your future steps forward like a trusted friend. He meets you there with hands unhurried. He builds and protects with the same devotion. He stays when the scene gets ordinary because ordinary is where love proves itself. The friend watches from far away with grateful eyes. Courage multiplied and became a life. Truth ripened and became a home. You stand in that home and breathe deeply. You hold the day like something precious and durable. You walk into tomorrow with a heart that is both brave and rested. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20.